And welcome back to the final reading of Lost to Gensokyo. I mean, CSI Gensokyo, or what's it called now, Stevo?
Let's see, it's now called Toho Shinryaku Gensokyo Invaders.
Now, if you guys have been watching this on YouTube or whatever this is going to be published to, we're entering this one blind. Like the previous ones, we had little notes, but this one, we're going to have to destroy.
I read this once. He's going in completely blind. We don't have the aid of a script, of a riff script, or fridge logic. So if there's a big gaping plot hole that we bring up, that means we noticed it immediately. And that's how bad it is.
Yes. Now, that'll be an ultimate testament to things messing up.
Oh, yeah.
Ready?
Just a... Oh, yes, you need to read the synopsis first. Anyway, yeah, ready.
Okay. The new synopsis. A middle teenage boy spirited away to Gensokyo, working as a crime scene investigator at the local defense force. Meanwhile, somebody is trying to invade Gensokyo.
Like you?
Yes. To get too many Gappy Stus coming in. Again, where did Yukari go? Together with Reimu, they're investigating the incident, whether it's a yokai or a human's doing, completely forgetting the murder. May contain science, that's a laugh, mild romance, where'd the romance go, and also violence. Previously titled Lost to Gensokyo and Gensokyo murder case that never got solved.
And yes, from the looks of it, he is up and changing the genre. I mean, can you stick to one premise, Rio, or do I have to remind you to take your Adderall?
Chapter 4, another puzzle. Oi, slow down a bit, will ya? Rio shouted as he left behind Reimu and Aya. And let me see if I'm recording. I had the little thing there. We're switch pages. Okay. Hey, so slow. Aya making fun of Rio. Reimu and Aya slows down. Finding Rio is soaked with sweat. He already takes off his blazer and vest, roll up his sleeves, and unbuttoning his shirt.
Is he on the ground yet? Because if that were so, he'd probably just fall to his doom.
Let's see. I never thought flying would be this exhausting, he said, panting. That's actually something I'd like to agree with. Conservation of energy and whatnot. I'd say that flying in fact, in one of my fics, Reimu's morning tea time, I mentioned that flying takes about as much energy as running. So I'll hand it to him there. Well, at first you're the one who flies at such high speed, Reimu said. Hey,
what? Oh, whatever.
And I got nothing here. Let's see. Hey, it's been a while. Let's rest someplace. We're already reached the mountain's base, though, Rio said. Let's go to Kasen's place, then, Aya suggested. Oh, great. Even more characters that we don't need.
Gee, just suddenly cameo by Kasen. It's like people are complaining that, he doesn't know jack shit about Toho Canon, he's adding more characters saying, I know about Toho Canon! What's the most obscure character I can use? In fact, no one really knows what Kasen even does, really, than, try to school Reimu on things. She's a hermit.
Oh, yes, EK Hero 91 said, oh, Spaz, you have fix? Yes, I do. I'll probably link it after this. Let's see. Not bad idea. Okay, then. Reimu accepted Aya's suggestion. Reimu and Aya flies downwards as Rio follows them. They landed in the middle of the woods. Only trees and bushes to see around.
And trees and houses, and all was lasered.
And trees. The trees. The trees. Well, okay. Well, where's this Kasen person's residence? Rio asked. There should be a mansion around here somewhere. Reimu looks around. Wait. Kasen's a hermit. Hermits are supposed to be getting away from worldly possessions, if I'm not, actually, let's see. If I'm not mistaken, Kasen's house is just a house, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look that up later. Suddenly, a sound of steps approaching. Someone's coming, Aya said as he grips a card. As Aya's
a dude now?
Futanori! Reimu and Aya puts on guard when Rio is only puts his karate stance. Then that someone appears in front of them.
Wait a minute, his karate stance? Ryo suddenly knows karate?
I know kung fu. I know stew fu.
New powers as the plot demands.
Oh, it's rare to see you guys here. The girl greeted Reimu and Aya as she knows them already. The girl's hair is pink, with twin tails, with hair bobbles. She's wearing a blue robe with brown belt. A coin is tied to the belt as the head. And, oh wait. Whoops. Let me start. Let me back up. Oh, it's rare to see you guys here. Let's see. Okay, a coin tied to her belt. As Ryo knows, she's carrying a big scythe. Whoa, Kamachi, you're freaking us a while there, Reimu said to the girl. Yes,
yeah,
they were
Kamachi
freaking.
is pretty freaky.
Anyway. Relax, I'm not here to take you guys, but I'm here to challenge that hermit, the girl said with a big grin.
Wait, what?
Well, technically, Kamachi and Kasan are enemies, sort of. Rivals, call them what you will.
Okay.
In fact, in that, I'm thinking of having a... For the Station Wagon Love Children thing, you'll see.
Okay.
Reimu, do you know her? Ryo asked. Ah yes, this is Onizuka Kamachi, the laziest ferryman ever, Reimu introduced the girl again.
Does Reimu always have to insult everyone when introducing them?
Reimu's a bitch. Like, this guy's knowledge of Toho canon seems to come entirely from memes.
Yeah, I think that's the case too.
Yep, that's
also, he only mentioned Yukari by name once, otherwise he referred to her as an old hag.
Yeah.
So I think that is the speculation. His entire knowledge of Toho canon is from memes.
Yes, we should also like send a post note after we've read this chapter to say there's more to know about Toho than just the memes. Moving on. Yep, that's a fact. I got a bunch of photos of her sleeping around. Aya adds with a small laugh. Ah, that's an old story. By the way, again, I'm Onizuka Kamachi, Shinigami, and also one of the ferrymen of the Sanzu River. Kamachi boasted the last words. I'm Sakakibara Ryochi, the Defense Force Forest Crime Investigator. Wait, you're a Shinigami, the one who takes people's life? Ryo asked in hesitation. Yep, I am, but not directly from the body. The soul is existing the body itself. I'm just a collector. Or sometimes I just wait them at my boat, or sometimes I do take them with force if it's necessary, like in case that hermit, Kamachi answered. So
and Ryo is not reacting realistically. If he's familiar with Shinigami, he would run like hell, or accept his fate. Because according to actual Japanese lore, if you see a Shinigami, that means you're gonna fucking die real soon.
What else? Oh yeah, but also, Kamachi says, even tells Marisa, let me actually pull up a direct quote here from canon real quick. Let's go to Scarlet Weather Rhapsody on Toho Wiki.
Toho Wiki, what a nice place for people who can't be arsed to read, to experience the actual Toho material.
Gee, it's like someone who wants to do research about Toho could go to this website and do research on the characters here. Okay, so, main scenario, Komachi versus Marisa. And, okay. Okay, afterwards, Komachi beats Marisa. And, let's see. Komachi tells Marisa, first of all, I'm a ferryman, so I won't be coming for you. And if you do defeat a death god that comes for you, you'd gain a little extension on your life. Hermits and Celestials are usually the ones who keep on winning. Basically telling her that she's not after anyone. Really, she's too relaxed to really go after people. And even
she's
then,
too
it's
high.
more work for her.
She's too high, then?
Possibly. Okay. So that scythe is, Ryo pointed at Komachi's scythe. Yep, it's real. Not only to cut your body in half, but also taking your soul out. And for rowing the boat, of course, Komachi answered while she rubs her scythe.
This guy's never seen an actual scythe before. Oh wait, he's from the city. Never mind.
Yes. Komachi rubbed her scythe all sexy.
Put it between her legs and jerked it off. It's up. She somehow came by with her scythe.
She came ghost calm, but it was, but okay,
it was sexy and for some weird reason also cute.
We're in the same destination. Let's go to Costin's Manor. Perhaps we could see some show while we're fighting. While you're
Why
fighting.
does the hermit live in a mansion?
I don't know. In fact, let me take a quick look. Could you read on while I look at the size of Costin's house real quick?
Okay, fine. We're in the same destination. Let's go to Costin's mansion. Perhaps we should see some show while you're fighting. Wait. We're in the same destination. Let's go to Costin's mansion. Perhaps we could see some show while you're fighting. That sentence is just so weird to say. Reimu said as she begins to walk. Okay, let's go together then. Komachi nodded. Hey, Ryo-chan! I asked Ryo. Oh, and get this. I want you to read this next line.
Okay, 1 second, let me go back to the thing.
Actually, let me look this up. Where should I look this up? Just on the wiki?
The size of Costin's house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what line are we at?
Hey Ryo-chan, I called Ryo.
Okay. Don't add Chan after my name. I know I'm not that cute, you know. Wait, no. Wait, who? Oh, shoot, okay. Hey, Ryo-chan, Aya says. Don't add Chan after my name. I'm not that cute, you know. Ryo complains about how he called. Let's see.
Oh, maybe you are that cute. Maybe you are a little kawaii thing.
Hey, actually you're pretty cute, you know. It's a rare thing for a human boy to be shonen. I
yes.
chuckled in a girly way.
Yes. Sanai describes her as living in a large mansion, corrected by Kasen as living in a training dojo. So she lives in a dojo. Oh yes, and as back to the story, yes, he's totally a Bishonen. Look at how sexy he is. Sexy, sexy man. Okay, continue.
Could you continue for a second? I'm still looking up that mansion.
I looked it up. I said it was actually a dojo.
Okay. Okay, so where are we?
Bishonen, because... We're at the word Bishonen, because Ryo is such a sexy, sexy Gary Stu.
That word just throws me off. You continue and I'll find it.
Well,
there it is. I had chuckles in a girly way. Cut it out. I'm not cute. But yes, I am good looking, but not cute.
I'm...
Cognitive dissonance much?
I mean... Cognitive dissonance aside, that's just egomaniacal. I would just go, aw, thanks. I mean, Stevo being cocky, that's just me being a character, honestly. I don't think I'm that good looking. And besides, if I were, I wouldn't show it off all the damn time. That's just unattractive.
Ryo's face turned red. Hey, another picture will do. Aya flashes again. Enough. Perhaps I'll grow my beard so I'll look more macho and manly. Ryo said.
Yes, I need multiple beards so I can be really manly.
Because I judge all manliness by appearances. Ryo said as he annoyed with tens of flash in a few seconds. Ha! By the way, the size 32B, Aya tells Ryo her size. Heh, standards, Ryo mocked in a way to tease Aya.
I, Gary Stu, settle for no less than bigger than my fucking head. Don't you know that?
I like my women like my deep-sea diving expeditions into sunken pirate ships with large chests.
Of course, me personally, as someone who isn't the prude between us, I like boobs, period. No matter what. Boobs are awesome. I just feel like this whole size thing is just... It's more of a pissing contest. I just like them because of their boobs.
I'm fine either way, even as the prude, I will say that. But I think, well then again, I'm the prude, so it doesn't really matter. It could be as...
I like boobs because of the boobs. I like
you're,
no matter
you're,
what. I love boobs unconditionally. Anyway, enough talk about boobs. Let's make fun of how this guy talks about boobs.
At least I'm not as fine as the Shrine Maiden. I pointed at Reimu, who obviously hears it but trying to ignore it. Okay. But you're 2 cups smaller than me. Komachi wins the mocking by showing her obviously big breasts.
And she just... Wait. I'm just imagining her just pulling her shirt open like
ripping
that.
them off.
My God, I have big American titties. But really, this is getting way too out of hand. It's like a stereotypical anime.
Screw the Beldeck test, or Bechdel test.
Yeah, screw the Bechdel test. Exactly.
Hey, trying to steal the Ryo-chan from me, eh? Aya pushed her breast into Komachi's. Something tells me that this guy's just doing it for the pervy content.
Yeah. He's typing it with one hand, if you're catching my drift.
Kleenex boxes. Ho, no I won't, Miss Reporter. Otherwise, please send me the photos of you doing this and that with Sakakibara-san, Komachi said. Stop it, I'm not doing this and that with a girl I barely knew for the previous 3 hours. Ryo starts to rage quit.
Did he seriously... Okay, first of all, did he seriously just use the term rage quit?
I think he's trying to make it more interesting via being self-aware, but that's not helping the fact the scene is virtually about nothing.
And 2, yes you would. I mean, what's your deal with Raisin? Speaking of which, where's Raisin been this entire chapter and a half?
At this point, I'd be willing to say she is with Tay with diapers right now.
Oh, and you make that joke now.
The spare event horizon. Add that trope to the list.
Okay.
Hey, don't be angry with Ryo-chan.
Hey, that doesn't top my contemplations of heresy. Screw that. Anyway. Continue.
That's like, let's see. Let me do the count of how many times she says I in this one. We have...
In just this chapter?
So far, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
And this
5
is in real time.
IAIs since we started.
This is in real time, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
Aya teased Ryo as she holds and hugs Ryo's right hand as she purposely pushed her breast against it. Ryo's face flushed even more red than a boiled crab. Oh God, why? He whispered as
everyone said who was reading this.
He whispers as he noticed some disturbance in his jeans.
Is this supposed to be serious?
I can't tell anymore. The thing is, the tone is so different from the previous chapters that I really can't tell. Cut it out, you two. We arrived. I bet you have, Reimu shouted at Aya and Ryo, even though they seems like they didn't move anywhere. Reimu, Ryo, Aya, and Komachi arrived at the large Japanese-style mansion, but the mansion's condition is not right.
Wait, let me show you how... Let me, start at the large Japanese shrine mansion. I'm gonna count how many words it takes for him to say what's actually wrong with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14... 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. It takes him 28 words between mentioning the mansion and mentioning what's wrong with the mansion. Go.
Wait a minute. The mansion's condition is strange, Komachi said as she hails her sight to the top of the group. You're right, there are holes on the walls. Many tiny holes, Aya said as she pointed at the hundreds of little holes.
I said, the two sentences before that are just completely useless, and they're just so vague. Why don't you just get to the point,
well, shoving their boobs into his face was besides the point, too.
Well, the thing is, when you walk up to a mansion and you notice that there are holes in the walls, the first thing you're going to say is, holy shit, there are holes in the walls. Not, something is strange about this house, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
But I can put my finger in it, because they're holes.
Anyway.
They continue their way to the front door. Well, I know there's something wrong happening here, Reimu surprised as she saw the doors broken, more likely by force.
And they didn't notice that immediately.
Let's go in. Perhaps the thing has a relationship with the murder this morning, Reimu said to her company. Will do, Aya and Komachi nodded, but Ryo didn't. Wait, I'm barehanded here. I don't want to trouble you guys if I got attacked and can't defend myself, he said.
Actually, no. I think they'd rather him die. We're gonna use you as a meat shield.
Reimu, why don't you give another one of your charms, like those you gives him to fly, Aya asked. No, flying is a common ability, but Danmaku is not, Reimu shakes her.
Danmaku isn't common in Gensokyo?
Well, one of the village defense forces.
And I literally mean everyone uses Danmaku in Gensokyo. There are as many Danmaku users in Gensokyo as gay people. That's how frequent I'm talking.
I almost spat out my drink at that one.
I mean, it's like, that's another tendency I'm finding with these Gappy Stu writers. They think Danmaku is a rare thing, but no. Everyone uses Danmaku in Gensokyo. It's kind of like, it's how they settle disputes. It's like duels in the olden days, and suing now. It happens extremely often. Okay, continue.
Reimu shakes her head. Well, it's not safer to wait outside by yourself, Komachi said. Wait, I know. Aya, could you fly as fast as you can fly as fast as lightning, right? Ryo asked Aya. Of course, we're Tengus. We Tengus are the fastest creatures in Gensokyo, Aya boasted herself. Then could you fly as fast as you could the Korando? There's a weapon I could use there, Ryo said. Wow.
Wait for it.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked and horrified that he actually used Chekhov's gun.
Me too.
Ryo said. Okay, what do you need? Aya asked as she prepares her note. Ask Renosuke to give you a pistol, a gun that comes from the outside world with its complete equipment. Ryo dictates Aya as she writes it down. Okay, wait a few minutes then. Whoosh! Aya's gone from Ryo's face, only in split seconds. A pistol? What's that? Reimu asked. It's a firearms that uses gunpowder to shoot bullets.
Shoot the bullet, badum-tis!
Like a Danmaku, but the ammunition is limited. It's also very lethal and dangerous. Ryo explained. Those holes, Reimu pointed to the holes of the second floor's wall, probably caused by the bullets that hit the wall. This mansion's wall's wood's not very thick. Even a small pistol could pierce through it, Ryo continues. Oh, I get it, Komachi nodded. Is this weapon that lethal? She asked. Pretty much, depends on where you point it. Ryo makes a gun stance with his fingers. That reminds me, what happened to racing? Oh, right, diapers.
Yeah, that's right.
You point, let's see.
And watch for the critical research failure. Just continue with that.
Okay. If you point it to the stomach, it'll only hurt the target much, depending on the guns. Some just shoots it and bullets stay inside. Some are powerful to pierce through the body, also throwing the target. Again, law of conservation of energy negates this little fact. And also, it's not the gun, it's the bullet type that determines whether or not it goes to the target. Like steel jacket versus hollow jacket. Let's see, where were we? And also, you
Reimu
can't
pointed
kill
his
someone
index
with a
finger to
stomach.
Reimu's stomach.
Pointed to the shoulder and it disables the arm movement. Arm movements to the legs and makes the target immobile. He pointed at Reimu's shoulders and legs, but aim at the heart or the head. Bang! Ryo imitates the gun and flicks his wrist. Your target will be dead before you can feel the pain. Ryo ends his explanation. Somehow the air... What?
Well, first of all, critical research failure. If you shoot someone in the heart, they won't die immediately. Their heart will still beat until they bleed out. So yes, they will feel plenty of pain before dying. And in fact, you can survive being shot in the heart if you're rushed to the hospital and you get a damn good surgeon.
Yes.
But, and also, all you said about the guns and how he doesn't do the research, and if he wants to question us, we're Americans. We know more about guns.
And I'm a sports shooter. I know about guns for target practice. And also, actually, if you can't shoot someone in besides the head and kill them if you have a hydrostatic shock. I forgot the details, but if a bullet hits someone at the right amount of force, the shock of the bullet will like ripple through their body and obliterate their nervous system to the point where they can't even stand. It's like instant death.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I know if you just, lodge it in the medulla, it's an instant kill.
Moving on?
Because the medulla is basic...
Oh, said,
the
moving
bullet.
on. Hey, I'm back!
Oh wait, you forgot the last sentence there.
Oh, somehow the air tension thickens. Again, my story has tension because I say it does.
The thing is, air... It literally thickens and thins due to the weather. But we're talking metaphorical air tension in the air. So, it has to be the mood, and you have to set the mood by using delicate crafting of the words and all that.
And again, this is telling versus showing. Showing would be just them staring at him with, just backing away with closed body language and whatnot, and then... Aye, I'm back! Aya's voice breaks the silence. Here's a weapon, Ryo-chan. Aya gives Ryo a box. Great, thanks, Aya. Ryo receives the box, completely forgiving the way she treated him earlier. As he opens, his eyes turn bright. He takes out the silver baller pistol. I have to look this up. You continue.
No, I'd like to look this up. You
Silver
continue.
Baller.
Silver baller.
Well, there is the hard baller, which is a 45 caliber Colt M1911.
So yeah, wait, referring to a Colt M1911, also known as a hard baller.
Oh, wait. A silver baller, okay. Dual-wielded hard ballers with suppressors, dubbed silver ballers. Oh, okay. A silver baller is actually it's from Hitman.
So
to
I
get
think
around the
I
hard
learned this from a
baller
video
trademark,
game.
they call it a silver baller in Hitman.
So he learned this from a video game, and not from having any actual experience or even any interest in actual guns.
This is the AKA-47 trope. The guy did his research on a fake gun name to get around a trademark.
Okay. iBuck says it's intentional. Are you taking it?
What? Oh yeah. He takes out the silver baller pistol. Look at this little guy, so shiny, he said as he absorbed viewing the pistol. He takes a few equipment from the box and assembles it. Yeah, now equipped with long sights, laser pointer, and a small flashlight, Ryo says as he shows the gun to company, who would otherwise be unfamiliar with guns and otherwise not impressed since they don't understand the concept.
It's like, what's with all this stupid crap on your gun? I mean, what's the point of that and that and that?
Laser pointers actually... the thing with laser pointers is, most people, technical laser pointers are infrared, so you can't really see them, because actual visible laser pointers tell people where you're shooting, and they can duck away, and flashlights give away your position. Like, this is coming from a guy who does night op airsoft games in the complete dark, and if you see a flashlight, you run.
Exactly.
Okay, come on, guys! Now Ryo has gained his confidence to lead the group. A group of highly experienced yokai hunters who have more weapons than he does. He fixes his glasses and says,
Also,
"Are you ready to rock with a big grin?"
Also, a little misogynist that the only guy in the group is the leader.
Yes. He fixes his glasses and says, "Are you ready to rock?" with a big grin.
Continue. Aren't you going to continue?
"I've got balls of steel." Reimu shrugs her shoulders. "Whatever," she said, and follows Ryo enter the mansion. The mansion is dark. Thanks to Ryo's flashlight, they can see some spots. As Ryo browses with flashlight, they can see that the mansion is ruined. Many of the vases and statues broken in pieces on the floor. Ryo noticed yellow shines on the floor as he take it and look at it.
Shine get!
"Bullet cartridges," he whims for the umpteenth
What?
time.
That is the most inappropriate use of the word whim. Like I said, I even told the definition of the word whim.
Well, he's using the word annoyed as a verb. We haven't mentioned that yet.
Well, then again, annoy is a verb.
But that's annoying other people, not acting annoyed.
Oh, alright. Continue.
No doubt. The attacker uses rifles to attack this place. Oh wait. No doubt, the attacker uses rifles to attack this place. So the attacker is using outside world weapons. Could it mean that the attacker is an outsider? Reimu asked.
And this is the part where I asked, why aren't they starting to suspect Ryo as as conspiring against them? And the more you get into it, the more you'll think, why don't they mug Ryo and tie him up? If not, fucking kill him out of the suspicion. Continue. You'll see why.
"I don't know. Maybe yes. Maybe a Gensokyo human, but able to possess and use the weapons," Ryo answered as he aimed to the hallway.
I'm blaming Rinosuke and totally not setting myself up.
"I am definitely not a villain. The question is, how could they possess this weapons?" he said. I grabbed Ryo's... What?
Gaps!
I grabbed Ryo's shoulders to stop him. "Watch out, I sent somebody around us. 2 persons, human," she whispered, and, Get close together," Ryo said as he stepped backwards. "Yes, get close together for someone who has a gun to shoot you all at once." He's slowly spotlighting their surrounding. Nobody at all, but they may hide behind furnitures, walls, and columns, and Ryo hears a very familiar sound. Click. A gun being prepared. "Get down!" he shouted. Here's the thing about guns, folks. They don't make clicking sounds when you aim them at people. Here's the sound they make. In fact, one moment.
Are you getting an actual gun?
Yes. Here is the sound of a, let's see, whatchamacallit, chambering around. You do this before you even think about entering a combat zone. This is what it sounds like when you point a gun at a person. Do you hear anything?
No, I don't hear anything.
Exactly. You would only hear it once the gun actually fires, and when that happens, it's too late. That's how assassinations work. So, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, as the 4 ducks, a shooting noise came up. What was the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat?
Sorry, but the way that sentence is structured... Cames? Where does he get cames? Oh well.
The bullets piercing through the darkness as they can't see without lights. Never mind that Ryo has a flashlight to give away his position, but never mind. Ryo tries to crouch to a nearby wall. "Listen, the first enemy is behind me, the second one are in front of me," Ryo said. "But how are we supposed to attack them?" Reimu asked. "Easy with bullets." Okay.
You guys are armed to the teeth with spell cards. I think you know how to attack them. And one of you has a gun. The hell kind of question is that?
The fire burst. Shoot your Danmaku to the fire burst, Ryo answered. Another thing about modern guns, they have muzzle suppress, what do they call it?
Muzzle suppression?
Yeah, like they basically keep the flash down. Flash hiders, that's what they're called. Flash hiders at the tips of guns. They keep the, like, in low light situations, keep them from giving away your position. Okay, let's see. Again, he's going by video game logic. You should know, playing Hitman, to know where his guns come from. Ryo peeks to the opening, seeing the fire that burst from a standing man. Gotcha, Ryo said as he aims his guns. Again, you're supposed to just shoot before you say things. Bang. The man that was holding the weapon falls to the floor. Nice shot, Aya praises as she takes a picture of Ryo holding his gun, because this Gappy Stu needs to look as cool as possible. Oh, it even says, I want a copy of that photo later.
Also, he just murdered someone. How does he feel?
Again, he's a kid from the outside world who shot somebody.
He knowingly knew it was lethal, and he shot somebody. And I'm thinking, no, it doesn't. When does it sink on him? I don't know much about PTSD, but when's this supposed to sink on him?
I must reiterate this. I want a copy of that photo later, he said to Aya. Can you take care of him? Ryo asked to Reimu and Komachi. No chance. My yin-yang orbs are always destroyed even before hallway, Reimu answers.
Wait! I've played highly responsive to prayers. I know that the yin-yang orbs are indestructible. That's bullshit. And besides, Reimu would be just kicking ass everywhere, and she'd be able to dodge these bullets, because she has, I don't know, how long ago was 96? 16 years experience dodging bullets. I think she'd be pretty good at that.
Okay, let's, before we continue, I just know Ryo is going to get the highest body count here.
Oh yeah, the body count for so far is 3. And one of them's from Ryo, the other 2 are unknown. Maybe they're from Ryo too.
Yeah, watch. Ryo turns out to be Jack and Tyler.
Alright, come on.
Komachi, can't you do something? Reimu asks Komachi. Sorry, even a Shinigami can feel pain. Komachi shakes her head, even though technically aren't Shinigami kind of invincible?
Yes. They're invincible. And I've seen Death Note. They can handle taking a bullet. I mean, they don't even feel it. It doesn't... They don't feel a damn thing, and... This is a fantasy world! They can use their magic to kick ass!
THC, coward, Reimu spits. Let me take care of this. Ryo aims his gun to the must-be head point. Bang! But only a small fire cracks.
What?
Shit! He's wearing a bulletproof helmet, Ryo said. Again, gratuitous swearing.
Actually, no, it's not that gratuitous, because, they're under fire.
Well, the only other times he's sworn was when it was in the morning, so it's lost its effectiveness.
Alright.
Like, if this guy hadn't sworn up to this point, that would have been a dramatic moment. In fact, that's the classical character expects one thing and something else happens moment that's typical of good stories. So
yeah,
this is actually the first moment something
this exact trope that should have... The trope that should have happened was a precision F strike.
Yes. Okay, Ryo said, what? Reimu asked. There are clothes that can't be pierced by ordinary bullets. This is a special bullet that could pierce bulletproof armor, but I don't have it now. Oh, this is Ryo. They're clothes that are made of that can't be pierced by ordinary bullets. There's a special bullet that could pierce the bulletproof armor, but I don't have it now, Ryo explained. Suddenly, the firing stopped as something sounds of hitting the floor. What happened? What happened? The fire stopped, Komachi asks.
Deus Ex Machina, or more specifically, Hermit Ex Machina.
Okay, now I can use that voice I thought of earlier.
It's fine to come out now. I've taken care of this man.
A girl voice answers Komachi's question. The four girls stand up as the room is enlightened by floating lanterns by the ceiling. They could see the first floor is a total mess. The walls are broken. They could see the first floor.
No way!
They saw with their eyeballs in their sockets. As by their left, there stands a pink rose-haired girl.
I suppose I need to thank you guys to help get rid of these people. Honestly, I couldn't dodge their danmaku.
The girl thanked them with a slight smile. The girl's face is actually pretty, but now is stained by blood and bruised. Her Chinese-like robe is torn and ripped off, stained by bloods. Her left shoulder is injured pretty bad as massive blood flows on her arm. Let's see, left shoulder, that is, yeah, that's the one that's not wrapped up in ghost bandage. The right arm is covered in blood-stained bandages.
Hey, Reima, Aya, my dear Komachi, what's bringing you guys here? She asked. Nah, just passing by. We need a place to rest. The visits your ruined house and eventually dragged into a fight, Reimu answered, jokingly a little, and
that doesn't sound joking.
Unbroken sentences. Kasen
that
laughed
doesn't
a bit.
Sound joking.
Kasen laughed a bit because it's the funniest thing ever. Then he noticed her face to Ryo.
And I suppose it's our first time meeting each other, young man. I am let's see, I forgot how to pronounce it. It's Ibarak. I'm Ibaraki Kasen, a hermit.
The girl introduced herself to Ryo. And I'm Sakakibara Ryochi, the DF crime investigator. I thought it was the Defense Force crime investigator. Okay.
Human unit.
They forgot the human units. Where's the yokai unit? Or the fairy unit? I want to meet the fairy unit.
Everyone loves the Space Marine fairies.
He introduced himself.
Well, I apologize to drag you guys into this, as you want to have a rest here. The furnitures are damaged, but still usable. Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll prepare some refreshments.
Kasen smiles as she walks to a door.
Why is it every time Ryoichi visits the place, he always gets some refreshments?
Wish fulfillment!
Oh, yeah.
Woo! Ryo threw himself to a worn-out pillows. That one was exciting, he said out loud. He said it loudly.
That was his first near-death experience, and that's all he has to say about it?
Oh, this should be good. Ha! Is this the first time you do some shit like this? Komachi asked as she comforted her on a pillow. Though, part of me thinks that she is allowed to curse. But technically, she's, like, somewhat dignified.
Well, she uses a tie. for I.
Alright.
So I don't know what that signifies. You know more about Japanese.
Yes. First time with real bullets. Usually I play a war simulator using paint bullet, Ryo answered.
Oh, so he's a paint gun dude. So that's his special painting power. He can shoot paint danmaku.
That actually kind of makes sense now. You're surprising us, Mr. Ryo. That still doesn't forgive the other chapters. You could have actually started this story here and it would have worked almost.
But really, those bullets are quite impossible to dodge, as it's so small and barely rooms to dodge it, Reimu said.
Reimu has dealt with much, much, much worse. She has to deal with dodging nukes, okay? I think some piddly 9mm won't do much on her.
Oh, not just nukes, but nukes in the center of hell.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it hurt a lot too,
Kassen said as she already besides them, carrying a tray of cups of hot tea. Thank you very much, Rio thanked her. So, Ibaraki-san, could you tell us... Let's see. Could you tell us how is this happen? Oh, it's Aya. So, Ibaraki-san, could you tell us how this happened? Aya asked as she prepares her notes.
Not much I could tell you, just an ordinary day until at noon those two men entered my mansion forcefully. I, of course, tried to fight them, but their so-said weapons are hard to dodge and quite lethal as it injured my right shoulder, unlike Danmaku.
Even though...
Lethal means it'll kill you, and getting hurt in the shoulder is not lethal.
In Hollywood physics, the shoulder is actually where some very important veins are, so if you get hit in the shoulder, that's actually almost more of a death sentence than getting hit in the stomach or the heart. Kassen told them her story.
But it didn't hit, but none of them hit her hitbox, so she should be fine.
So I think they're trying to kill me, so I just play dead and stops my heart for a moment until they're certain I'm dead already.
Everyone listens to Kassen's story absorbedly. Aya writes every word Kassen has spoken.
But they didn't leave immediately. They searched around my house for something. They're talking with communication device, so I couldn't overhear them. And by that time, you guys came.
Kassen
Wait, what do you mean by communication device? Also, you know what? Also language barrier, spoiler warning.
Kassen ends her story. Rio stands up and approaches one of the body. As he can clearly make it, he was quite surprised. Holy hell, is this even possible? He said as everybody hears it.
Well, I would say that too, considering how broken my suspension of disbelief is right now.
Oh, I'm skimming the next part. It's
messed up? Yeah.
What's
Continue.
up, Sakakibara-kun?
Reimu asked. Their uniform, Rio answered. The dead bodies are wearing standard assault unit equipment such as a bulletproof vest, dark uniform, gloves, belt bag, dark trousers, army boots, and headgear connected with radio receiver for communication device. But what's more of it makes the Rio surprised at the letters on the man's uniform back. SFIU 21. He reads. Secret Force and Intelligence Unit. Looks like Gensokyo are in danger, Rio said.
What? What about it? What do you mean danger? Reimu asked in curiosity.
SFIU are Special Forces Intelligence Unit formed by the United Nations Organization by the outside world. Let that sink in, folks.
The UN is invading Gensokyo. First of all, how do they know Gensokyo exists? Second of all, why? Third of all, Gensokyo's in Japan, so Japan would be like, hey, I'll take care of this, and they'll do nothing.
Rio continues. Contains all 20 of the strongest national force in the world, used for handling conflicts and counter-terrorist tasks, Rio explains. Stands in 25 Division. Each division handles tasks differently, but Division 21 is the odd one out, he continues.
What is it?
Aya asks. They handle supernatural phenomenon. They take care of things like the Bermuda Triangle, of course. Mythical creatures.
Mythical creatures? What do you mean?
Remus asks unstoppably.
Okay, and another thing? So, all these yokai, even if they knew about Gensokyo, they know that all these yokai are sealed in and cannot escape through this preternatural border that allows damn near nothing in and damn near nothing out. So, why would it even be a threat?
More so, could you imagine, let's see, the UN formed, after World War II, right?
Yeah, because of World War II.
So, and it didn't start with all these little sub-organizations, did it?
No, it was just the UN.
So, imagine the day that somebody from some nation proposed they have a force that fights supernatural mythical creatures. And the world's nations had to vote on this. With a straight face.
And it went through. But then again, this is the kind of improbable thing that I can handle in stories like this.
You can handle?
Can handle.
Like you're actually
I'm
accepting.
I'm okay with a story where the UN has a paranormal force. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's okay. I'm okay with that in my fiction.
Okay, well, I find it's, well, going back to my love-hate relationship book with the Save the Cat, there's a thing called Keep It Out of the Media, where if you have a supernatural force, you really don't want the outside world getting involved with it too much. So the fact that the UN's funding, giving money and equipment to these people to fight supernatural creatures, doesn't just destroy the suspension of disbelief as it does rape its corpse continuously until it's decayed. But going on.
Well, I feel like there's one more thing I need to bring up about this. Let's see, supernatural force from the UN, and how did they get into Gensokyo? Considering their border is that strong.
Moving on. We're not going to answer this question, just like the narrator's not answering anything else. I'll tell you my supposition about this, Rio stands up. This case could be, or cannot be related to, the murder case this morning. But let me say this. These two men entered Gensokyo. I think the author's acknowledging that he's never going to go back to the murder case again. That entered Gensokyo, whether they're spirited away or deliberately enters. I don't know how they did enter, by special device or else. Could be even with the help of a yokai, he explains.
So he knows nothing. He has no way of saying how exactly they got into Gensokyo. So he's saying nothing.
Exactly. He's just recapping. Why did they enter Gensokyo? That could be they were able to detect Gensokyo and wants to investigate it. Or they found a yokai that lurks outside world and directing them here. Or somebody or a yokai asked for their help to do for some purpose here. I don't understand it much, but did you mean our Gensokyo is being infiltrated?
Notice how Reimu is asking the outsider this. I think she would have that with rope prepared.
Yes. As, what's his face was saying earlier, kill this guy! You could say so. Perhaps this is related in my case of spiriting. Maybe there are more outsiders out there who haven't been being founded, Rio answers. This is dangerous. I need to take a precaution, Reimu said. Damn it, where is Yukari in a time like this?
Speak of Yukari, and she doth come.
I think Yukari is not one who's behind all this, Kassen tells her opinion. Yukari, whether she's in an ultimate idiocy state, would not endanger the world she's protecting.
Wow, I feel like he acknowledges the idiot ball. That is completely necessary for this absolutely stupid plot to happen.
Reminds me of that one character from Countdown to Crisis. If any of you guys read that.
No, I haven't. Tell me.
Linkara did a review of that. If you know, he's a comic book reviewer, and one of the characters actually acknowledges how badly the story is being written.
Oh wow!
If so, then who? Is any boundary manipulating yokai? Is there any boundary manipulating yokai other than Yukari? Reimu asks in a high tone.
High tone. If so, then who? Is there any boundary manipulating yokai other than Yukari?
My voice is getting hoarse from speaking so much, so I can't do it that high anymore.
Oh, okay.
Where's Nuclear Falcon when you need him? I think there are, Rio answers, even though
baselessly.
Even though he's only been against Gensokyo for essentially a day.
like more like 2 or 3 days, but still.
In
He acts
fact,
like
this
he
is-
knows fucking everything when he knows nothing.
So he's given the job. He is command of a force. Now all the major heroines. He draws a card from the dead body and showing it to Reimu. The card is an ID card. Reimu reads the name section.
Shigito Sushiro. What kind of name is that?
Oh. Sigit Suslo. That's a kind of name from my country, Indonesia, which is better than your country. No. So probably this means these two men come from the Indonesia's National Task Force Unit. Rio answered. Let's see.
Two things pop up. First of all, how can Reimu read Indonesian or Latin script or whatever it was written in? Because I don't think that was written in Kana. And two, yeah, this is definitely where the characters would be more and more suspicious of Rio, as in beating him down. Because they know that Rio is Indonesian too.
Tie the guy up already. Another thing, author provincialism.
What's author provincialism?
You know how Stephen King tends to write all of his stories in Maine about characters about Maine, with Maine stuff in it?
Yeah.
There's your answer.
Oh, I see. You know what? Why couldn't they? Yeah, why do they have to be from Indonesia? Why couldn't they be from anywhere else? Why couldn't they be from? Why couldn't it be the Japanese section of the Preternatural unit? So there wouldn't be a language barrier, and they'd be more familiar with Japanese culture and Japanese architecture and Japanese landscapes and Japanese geography.
And do
like you
the
said,
Indonesians have such an awesome army that they can be sent to supernatural worlds like this?
Again,
The mind boggles.
this is stuff we're asking right here and now. This isn't fridge logic.
This is chair logic.
Anyway, continue.
Okay. Rio answered.
What's the connection?
Reimu asked again. In my country, there are also mythical creatures and beings. Perhaps one of them are able to manipulate boundaries too. That yokai
How does he know this?
Again, I am reminded of another That Guy with the Glasses style review, Phalus, in the movie Incubus, where the characters just suddenly know everything. Phalus would call this incubus logic.
Incubus logic?
Because the...
Or like script look... I think he later called it script look cheat code. Like, you know, put in a cheat code and you can look at the script.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That
continue.
yokai probably asked for assistance to the task force for some reason. Rio answers, and again, for some reason is code for, I have no idea what this is, I'm just the writer, the story is just willing itself.
Even though the story should technically will itself, kind of like the characters should act on their own free will and the setting should not be contrived and all that, he truly has no direction, but he is forcing a lot. But I think for some reason his BS for I have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Which I would either say is brilliant, or just showing that this guy honestly doesn't know shit about anything.
The second one. Rio answers, perhaps not as great as this Yukari person, physical boundary manipulation is enough. Rio explains.
Really? Then our enemy more likely very hard then, Komachi said.
Oh, broken grammar.
Yeah, when the grammar is so... when the grammar is just, you know, distractible, and then there are points where it's just unreadable... Yeah, you're starting to understand why I chose this to riff.
An hour has since they resting and chatting at Kasen's house. It's getting worse.
Yep.
Hey, shouldn't we go now? It's getting dark, Aya said. You're right.
We chatted for too long, Reimu said. Finally realizing that. Perhaps we should go now. I have an urge to solve this case as soon as possible, Rio said as he stands up. Wait, which case? The humans invading or the major character's parents dying? Well then, thank you for your hospitality, Kassen-san, Rio thanked and bows to Kassen, adding absolutely nothing to this scene. Get better soon so we could go sparring. Get better soon so we can go sparring again, Komachi pats Kassen's shoulder. Yeah, I'll sure heal fast. Then I'll kick your ass again, Komachi. Kassen laughs as she bumps her elbow into Komachi's side, even though Kassen's supposed to be ultra dignified, because she's a hermit.
Oh, yeah.
As the group exit Constance's house, the sun is almost set.
I don't think this guy grasps how strict social class is in Gensokyo and ye olde Japan.
The sun is almost set. The mood was sad for...
But then again, in the modern setting, where your boss insists to refer to him by his first name, it's kind of understandable. Not forgivable, but understandable.
Be careful, guys. Yokai tends to attack when the night falls, Kassen shouted from the door. Of course,
Of course, because none of them already know that. And you already didn't say that earlier in the story.
And Ai is technically a yokai herself.
And Komachi. And Kassen. The only humans there are Rio and Reimu.
Of course, Ibaraki-san, see you around, Aya waves. The group parted ways. Rio, Reimu, and Aya takes off and fly towards their previous destination, the Kappa village. Totally sidetracked by that previous plot point. Komachi, using her ability to manipulate distances, walks back to the Sanzu River. Thanks for adding nothing, Komachi. Bye!
Actually, there's a bit of fridge brilliance there. Komachi's a Shinigami, and at that scene, 2 people died.
Nah, that's giving the writer too much credit.
Okay, if you say so.
It's like indirect fridge brilliance.
The village is not very far from Kassen's manor.
Everyone is Byakuren in Gensokyo. Anyway, continuing.
The village is not very far from Kassen's manor. Look, we can already see the river already, Aya said as she leads the way. They could see a large, clean river and an untrodden valley. More romanticizing of Gensokyo and its clean, pure, uncorruptible goodness.
Being corrupted by a Gappy Stu, and Gappy Stus everywhere.
Kappa village is here, but you only can see the houses. Nitori's house is nearby and a small dam there. Aya points at a small dam.
Wait, doesn't Nitori live in a cave?
I have to double check that.
I'm gonna double check that. You continue.
Could they use it as a power plant? Rio asks.
Yep, it's new though. Built it shortly after Reimu invaded the... Built it shortly after Reimu invades... Okay. The shrine by the peak of the mountain, Aya answers. Wait, actually, I thought they built that after the Hellgeyser incident. According to Wild and Horn Hermit. Coming from a guy who just used Kassen in the story. Let's see. Hey, I'm just saying hello to them Gensokyo style, Reimu pouted.
They fly downwards. Actually, no. Reimu attacked them because they were threatening the Hakare Shrine. They, I think, actually literally threatened to destroy it or something, or take it by force. So...
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, where were we?
The part where Reimu said that she only attacked the Moria Shrine to greet them, even though they technically threatened them, declared war on them in Mountain of Faith.
Like I said, you know, I question whether this guy even plays the games, or which games he played. Alright, continue.
They fly downwards and landed by a small walk path besides the dam. Let's see, who's speaking? Whoa, as I expected, compass technology is really advanced. Rio astonished as he saw the dam from close distance. There are few cords attached to the dam, as the dam is really for a power plant. Who'da thunk?
Come, Nitori's house should be nearby, Aya said as she gives sign to follow her.
By the way, the first time you mentioned this Nitori person is when you almost arrive at her village. Who is her? One of the Kappa? Rio asked. My mouth's getting dry. Let me drink real quick.
Go drink. And yes, Nitori is one of the Kappa. We're very familiar with Nitori around here.
Alright, so let's see.
Yep. For the most human sociably Kappa here, as Kappas are usually very recluse towards humans. Even to us, it's Aya. Very recluse towards humans, even to us Tenga, the neighbor society.
Even though humans aren't Tengu.
And they're also very reclusive towards each other. In fact, in Wild and Horn Hermit, they never complete the dam because there's too many disagreements among them.
Oh, what a pack of Aspergers. Anyway, continue.
But still, she's very shy yet very energetic, Rimu comments.
I wonder what she would look like. I've seen illustrations of Kappa. Their skin are green, carry turtle-like shields on their backs, and of course, bald on the head. Rio wondering.
Ha 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 ha!
No. That would be ridiculous, Rio-chan. It's far from what you're depicting about them, Aya laughs. Ouch, my sides! She rubs her side.
That's actually pretty appropriate right there.
Oh crap, I can't think of a voice for Nitori. Could you do this one?
It's creepy to hear laughter in the night.
A girl's voice said, the day turns to night, but it's barely dusk a few moments ago.
Oh, sorry, this isn't Nitori.
Oh wait. Who is this? Oh wait. Okay, Yeah, could you still do the voice? I got nothing for her.
It's creepy to hear a laughter in the night.
A girl's voice said, I know where this is going. Okay, skip ahead. Barely dusk.
What are you doing here?
A girl with green hair shows up in front of them.
Ah, you're that curse goddess, right? Reimu asks as she points to the girl.
How rude, pointing at other people. But yes, that's me.
The girl shows her annoyance.
Aye, relax, Hina-chan. They're with me. We're heading to Nitori's house right now, Aya interferes.
Oh, is that so? Aya-san, then it'll be fine. By the way, I'm just from Nitori's house. She's in her free time now, just creating a new invention.
The girl pointed at the thick part of the woods. What a story, Hina-chan.
Okay then, Hina-chan, see you around.
Aya waves at the girl as the girl walks away. Who was that? Rio asked.
A pointless character!
Yeah, you can hear my voice getting drier and drier as I read this.
She's Kageyama Hina, a curse goddess. She collects curses and bad lucks from humans, not to be confused with the Mishaguji that able to curse humans, Aya answered.
Info dump.
Not just info dump, that is a classic don't show the scene where nothing happens.
Oh yeah.
The watch, Hina turns out to be the killer. They've entered the thick woods. It's hard to see.
I'm going to purge you of your misfortune. Stab, stab, stab.
When the half moon is the only lighting. Is that Nitori's house really? Is that Nitori's house really here? Rio asks. We arrived already. Aya pointing at a building. The building is something different from the buildings Rio saw at the village. It somewhat has a futuristic design, as the building is dome-shaped. There are lights from inside the windows. It's Kirby's house. As expected from an advanced civilization. Rio shrugs as he follows Aya and Reimu and Aya into the building.
Hello, Nitori-chan, are you there?
Aya knocks on the door. Okay, here's where you can do the voice.
Okay, I need a drink first.
Yeah, Kirby lives in a white dome-shaped house.
I'm here! Come on in, the door's unlocked!
A girl's voice answers from inside. Evening, Nitori-chan, Aya greets as she opens the door, followed by Ryo and Reimu.
Hi there, Aya-chan! The red and white train meeting from back there. And I don't know you. I think you have famous.
A girl greets and asks as she glares at Ryo. Oh, pardon me, I'm Sakakibara Ryochi, DF crime investigator, also an outsider. Ryo introduces himself. The girl smiles.
Why doesn't he flash his badge? He's all like, bam! Flash him a badge, because I'm a cop, bitch.
Don't you remember the guy keeps the badge?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm Kawashiro Nitori, then. One of your ordinary kappa. Except I'm a super genius. It's rare to have a human visit my house. She introduces herself. Dude. Oh, sorry. Have a seat. Just a minute. I'll serve you some drinks. Perhaps dinner, too. Dinner. Dude.
Nitori allows her guests to sit by the living room as she walks towards the kitchen. The house interior is somewhat very advanced in technology. It has lighting that brighter than candles and torches. You mean like bulbs? Has an HVAC system. Whatever the hell an HVAC system.
The British torches, like flashlights, except the torches. Pip pip tally ho.
What the frig is an HVAC system?
High voltage air conditioning? I don't know. Let me look that up.
Oh, it actually does have something to do with, let's see, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. You could just say it has an air conditioning unit, or a fan, as Ryo notices some vents on the ceiling.
He has to show off how smart he is.
That explains why he feels warmer inside. The furniture is also very modern. She buys from IKEA. A synthetic leather sofa, a glass coffee table,
IKEA erotica.
and other thingy.
Thingy? I wonder what the other thingy is.
Ryo even felt as he already back to his home.
In futuristic Indonesia.
Even though he absolutely hated his home.
So he should be having a bit of trauma, right?
Well, he would if he wasn't a Gappy Stu, but now I wonder what that other thing is. It has me more interested in whatever happened to Racin.
Leather sofa, glass coffee table, and other thingy. What's the other thingy? One of Nitori's awesome inventions?
It's probably that little ball from Mega Tokyo.
Oh, right.
Then, Nitori back from the kitchen with a tray of hot coffees, judging from the smell. She's a traditional yokai, but she has coffee, which is like a Western-style drink.
Coffee is, I think it started in the Near East, but then it, spread out everywhere, especially popular in America and Spain.
But coffee is like the main drink of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, other than tea.
And anyways, wouldn't Nitori just, drink water, because Kappas love water?
Probably.
Or, cucumber juice.
But moving on.
Or Pepsi cucumber, aw yeah! Show what freak you here, gay!
She asks as she serves the coffee cups. Well, did you read the Boon Boon Mara newspaper this morning? Aya asks as she drinks her coffee.
50 cents every day. Buy it. Read it. It's awesome.
Actually, fun fact, the Woolseyism for the Boon Boon Mara newspaper would be the words in a periodical. Because Boon Boon Mara means word, period.
Yay.
Okay. So bitter, she coughs.
Sorry, I forgot to put in some sugars.
Nitori apologizes.
Well, I do read the articles, but I only read it for the articles. It's about the murder, right? By the way, is it really Marisa-chan's family that's being murdered?
Nitori asks. So wait, they just left, and Aya was with them the whole time, except for when she ran off to get the gun, and the newspaper article's already been published.
Because she's Aya.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, but still, isn't Marisa gonna react?
You have a point there. Marisa's gonna find out.
Okay, let's see. Yipper-dipper-doo. What the heck? Okay. Nitori asks. Yep, actually, I'm the one who takes care of the case, Rio answers. Now, the reason why we're here is to collect some references about the case. I hope you don't mind if I ask a few questions, Rio said as he drew his phone, looking at the previous notes about the case.
Sure, I don't mind. I'll try my best to help you solve the case, since it's my best friend's family that's being murdered. Nitori takes seat without having any emotional reaction.
Okay then, first of all, is there any in the Kappa civilization that produces chemical products, Rio asks.
Or any of the Toho characters having any emotional reaction to finding out that the Kirisames died. I think, what does Reimu think? What does Aya think? I just thought, no, this is a guy trying to show off how awesome his Gappy Stu is. Who cares about how other characters feel?
Yeah, they're just freaking canon characters. Who gives a crap about them?
Every Toho fan?
Well, he's not writing for Toho fans.
Oh yeah, he's writing for himself. In which case, you shouldn't post it in the public.
Exactly.
Let's see. Chemistry industry, you mean? Well, there are Kappas that run the chemistry industry, just established 2 weeks ago. In fact, I also have a part in making the products.
Nitori answers. One sec, I got something stuck in my throat. That's food. Sorry about that. Do you know any chemicals they're making? Rio continues.
It's not many, but I have a list of the chemicals you're making. Just hold a minute.
Nitori stands up and walks to her lab. A few moments later, Nitori's back with a sheet of paper.
Here's the list. Are you sure you'll understand? It's written in alphabets in English. For some... Because I totally couldn't just read it in Japanese. Because it would make more sense for me to read it in Japanese, because I'm Japanese and that's probably the only language I know.
She gives the paper to Rio. I'm an outsider, you know, Rio answers as he look at the list. His eyes browses the list from A to Z behind his thick glasses. Was this guy nearsighted or farsighted?
I don't know, maybe none-sighted.
He's legally blind.
Well, which would explain how blind he is to a lot of things.
Chlorofluorocarbon, insulin...
Which is illegal to make. But then again, this is, backward civilization probably just discovered it and don't know that's dangerous for the environment. Continue.
Nitrogen dioxide?
No. And insulin, which is more of a drug than a plain-ass chemical, so it would be something alien would be manufacturing. Right?
Yeah, in fact, I think it's, what's the term I'm looking for? Biochemistry. So...
Yeah, it's not just some industrial chemical. People make it for... It's not just some industrial chemical. It's a drug. It is a straight-up drug.
But more importantly...
At least when it's not... At least when it's being prescribed to someone. I mean, we naturally produce it, but...
As a guy who actually really likes chemistry, the thing about biochemistry is you can't make it with good old garden variety chemicals, like periodic table stuff. This is a little more complex.
You have to churn it usually from a pig's pancreas. That's how they do it.
And you don't have pig's pancreases and like normal chemicals you use to make these other things. Anyway.
I think he just looked it up and said, ooh, that sounds fancy. Let me put it in there. It might be a chemical. Also, nitrogen dioxide. Kamachi and Marisa would probably want some of that.
Aha! Hydrogen cyanide, Rio shouts as he finds what he's looking for.
Also, why are they making this stuff? Just for the hell of it?
To see what it would do. Like the chlorofluorocarbon.
I know that product. That liquid or poisonous and dangerous, and it can boil at room temperature. Nitori said. Apparently, this poison is used to kill both victims.
Oh, wait. Apparently, this poison is used to kill both the victims, Rio said, even though that was established.
Is that so? But how did he get it? The process of making it is so hard it took a week to make 100 barrels of them. The finished products are being shipped to the gas at the peak of the mountain. Nitori is surprised. And we have a lead.
Now let's see if they actually use it. Really? When's the first shipping? Reimu asks.
Just 4 days ago. With the help of the crow tangos, we transferred it to the strain.
Nitori replies. That adds more puzzles then. Rio rubs his chin, even though they just said where the chemicals were going.
I think he's trying to make that a catchphrase, but it's not working.
There are a few probabilities. Let's see who's speaking. Oh, it's...
There are a few probabilities, said Maximilian Jazz Hands, who just entered the room via his giant drill auger.
Yes, let me drill into this fic a little bit. Yes. First, the murderer is a kappa or a tengu that works with the products. Second, somebody smuggled that one of the cyanide and gives it to the real murderer. 3, the least possible if the others aren't. Rio states his ideas. A Moria Shrine conspiracy, Reimu continues with the forced memes.
Continues with the forced memes. Also, it's most likely the Moria Shrine.
They just admitted they were sending chemicals to the Moria Shrine.
Ugh.
If you mean the gods take part of this, then yes, probably, Rio said. Damn it, Kaneko!
Even though he doesn't know what the Moria Shrine is.
Yeah.
Or which gods they're referring to.
Script cheat code.
Script cheat code, that's right.
Reimu stomps her shoe as she's now angry. Why do you need to kill my friend's parents? They're not major people in the village, she cries out in an anger tone. Finally, a reaction, but a laughably hilarious one. Hey, relax.
And slightly unrealistic. At least slightly unrealistic.
And delayed. Hey, relax there, Reimu-chan. Ayu holds Reimu, all sexy. Bow chicka bow wow. Let's see. Listen, Reimu-chan, it's just speculatoibes. Yeah, it's spelled S-P-E-C-U-L-A-T-I-O-B-S. We can't do anything... What?
BS.
We can't do anything until further investigation, even though we know it's going to the Moria Shrine. I haven't know about the checking at Ainte's storage for the same reason, so we can't decide anything. No, not without any more evidences, Rio said as he pats Reimu's shoulder.
Even though he can make a beeline to the Moria Shrine and, you know, suspect people.
But what should I say to Marisa if she knows about her parents are being murdered? Reimu shouts, her tears already flowing, even though it was apparently just published in the newspaper.
And Reimu is acting like she just found out.
Hold on, I need a drink.
Alright. Me too.
Alright.
Anyway.
Calm down. Perhaps I've only met her a brief moment, but trust me, I know how to calm down a girl. Just relax. This is not how you calm down a girl. I promise I'll solve this case as soon as possible, Rio promises as he puts both her hands on Reimu's shoulders, gazing through her pair of eyes, completely forgetting about Raisin, and ignoring the fact that if you want to calm a person down, you should be looking at it from their perspective. Empathy! This guy has none. Yes, you streamer 068952, he's still alive. And hopefully this message gets to...
No, I'm thinking, yeah, I should murder someone near and dear to Rio to see how he reacts. Just so he know what he's doing wrong with this writing.
He'd probably be asking, how did that person die?
Indeed.
What was their backstory? Well, I heard that the Aki sisters killed him. Oh, there's so many questions left unanswered.
I'm gonna poison an arrow and shoot it at him. And before Airi can dream, he asks a bunch of questions. Hey, where am I? Where does this arrow come from? Who shot it? I want to find out. And then he dies from poisoning. Hey, do you want to know who originally told that story?
Wait, is that a joke or an actual question?
An actual question.
Yes.
Buddha.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, continue.
Okay. Rio said as he pats Reimu's shoulder. Oh, wait, no, we already went past that. Rio promises as he puts both his hands on Reimu's shoulder, gazing through a pair of eyes. Reimu wipes her tears. Okay, so Sakakibara-kun, I'll trust you. Please comfort her if she knows her parents were murdered, she said. Good. Now's more like you, Hakare Reimu, the wonderful shrine maiden of paradise, Rio said, smiling, shoehorning in her character title.
And, kissing someone's ass? I don't think that's a good way to help them cope with a dead loved one.
Somehow his smile charms Reimu and making Aya jealous.
Just, why is he trying to act like such a ladies' man? For someone who's mourning? Mourning? Do you fucking do this in a funeral, kid? Damn
Wait, how do you know my title? Reimu asks, as if, like, the characters have, like, game titles. Oh, I read the archive in the Scarlet Mist incident. I saw your title inside it, Rio answers. He really does have the script!
No, I think he's talking about back when he was in the, in his workplace.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm joking.
Oh, the script's right there.
Right,
then Nitori comes in, being a complete Asperger. Now, who's hungry? I've been making a new noodle dish lately. It's called fettuccine, if I'm not misread.
Nitori said in a cheerful tone, ignoring the horribly grim scene that's been going in such a melodramatic manner that any deaf moron could have heard it across the room.
This is actually really hilarious, to be honest. Nitori's just complete being an aspie here. That's the best way I can describe it. And I don't think he wants it to be so laughable. That's the worst part.
To him, this is comic relief.
Is it?
He's trying to make it comic relief, but it's not in the way that he intended.
Well, he did make comic relief. Sad. Like, what a sad, grim tale about two dead people. Who wants fettuccine?
I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Your line.
Wait. How you about it? Made from wheat flour, cooked and cured with savory meat sauces. Yum!
He offers. Oh, okay. My line. I forgot. Now that makes my drool fill my mouth. Let's dine here, Aya said. Okay then, Rio agrees, both with Reimu.
And Reimu runs away crying and screaming because no one cares about her feelings with Maurice's dead parents and everyone just wants some fettuccine.
Nope, she completely forgot about that because Rio put his hands on her shoulder.
And did a mind meld?
Yep.
Sure, why not?
Put your hand on my shoulder. After eating a delicious fettuccine as dinner, period, Reimu and Rio says goodbye to Nitori. Reimu and Rio flies back to the village while Aya flies to her village at the upper part of the mountain, ignoring the Moria shrine.
I think the, wait a minute. No. The Tengu village is between the Kappa village and Moria Shrine, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he
Yeah,
ended on something bigger, eh?
Reimu said. Yeah, I don't know why. Call it my guts, but I think all the events are connected, Rio said, agreeing with Reimu.
Or script, or because he's actually the author and he knows it's connected. Just a hunch.
But even that doesn't make sense. Okay. Somebody murdered Marisa's parents. Meanwhile, somebody attacked Kasen's house. The UN has attacked Kasen's house. And poison is involved. And the Moria Shrine. So, let's see. We have the Moria Shrine, the UN, and Kirasame's parents. Can you find any logical connection to any of those?
I can't tell you that, but it has something to do with a certain brotherhood I'm in. Just kidding.
Alright. Reimu-san, do you have any idea why both Kirasames are being murdered? Did they hold on to something very important to the village or Gensokyo? Rio asks.
I don't recall much. Reimu crossed her hands. They do run a magic shop in the village, one of the best products they're selling other than their daughter, Marisa, who's a yokai hunter
Whoa!
too.
Prostitution!
Selling their daughter... You know, I used to joke about how Marisa sleeps around, but this is getting a little dark here, even for me. Whoa. Whoa. Just... skip it! Just go
I don't
on.
think there are any major roles to them and them to Gensokyo, she answered.
What if they're doing something we don't know? Actually, if I recall correctly, Marisa left her parents because she wanted to learn magic and they said no way. And it's just a regular old shop, not a magic shop. Marisa runs the magic shop.
Oh, and I thought you were, like, supporting the fridge supporting this, this horrible fan theory instead of, pointing out a defiance of canon. Okay, yeah, so you're just defying canon. Alright.
Wait, which one?
Saying that they run a regular shop instead of a magic shop.
I thought they just ran
I
a
thought
regular.
you were supporting the idea that Marisa has been being whored out.
No. I was just joking there.
Okay.
But technically, what they wrote in this fic, she's being whored out. Oh, 068952. This is only the 4th chapter, and the word count is
20k.
Yep. This is like longer than of Mice and Men at this point, I think, or like getting close to it.
Really? How long is of Mice and Men?
I don't know, but I know there's like some famous novel out there that's like 1,600 words long.
Yeah, of Mice and Men. So,
Yeah.
Mice and Men was a complete story where quite a bit happened, and there were quite a few interesting characters, as opposed to this fic, where...
X-Porygon asks, out of how many? And the answer is, we'll never find out. Because the writer will probably, A, quit the fic once he sees this, or B, give up on it once he realizes he's written himself into a corner, or C, more people than me and Stevo are going to attack this fic in droves.
Or he'll just go on forever and ever, and it won't fucking end.
Yeah. See you guys next time!
Da-da-da! Anyway, continuing.
Okay. This fic was updated in 2012. The year is 2020. Okay. Let's see, the paragraph after she mentions whoring out Marisa. That's possible, but both of them are great human magician and very talented craftsmanship. No, they're normal people, especially in magic items. No, not quite. Maybe they're creating something that's probably has a thread in our case. No, perhaps this is an incident already. Oh, Reimu was talking. Just pretend that she has a hoarse voice. Whatever it is, the truth is still lies behind a thick mist. Symbolism! We must clear it first before we can uncover it, Ryo said with a light smile. We need to investigate the Moria Shrine tomorrow, okay? Reimu said in a moment of intelligence. Okay, after I'll finish paperwork at the DF office, I'll come to your shrine, Ryo agreed.
You know, it's like a thick mist. Maybe it's hinting at something to do with the Scarlet Devil Mansion.
You're giving him too much credit.
Oh yeah, he just puts everything everywhere. He's like, I'm going to solve this case no matter what. Nah, I'm gonna try to sound smart in the process. Nah.
You know who also makes a bunch of references with no actual story substance?
Who?
Seltzer and Friedberg.
Oh yeah, those two.
If you're not familiar with them, watchers, those are the guys who made Epic Movie, Date Movie, Meet the Spartans, and other cinematic abominations.
Vampires suck. Disaster movie.
In fact, I actually think that they are dangerous to people, like for society. Because you know how I said that humans are hardwired to use stories as reference material?
Yeah.
They have a fan base. I know people who are idiots, social waste, who enjoy their movies. They are literally destroying society.
Lord help us all, that's all I can say.
If somebody finds them, and they were assassinated, I would applaud. I would make that I would push for, the American Film Society or whatever to, make a national holiday out of that, and the guy who kills them will be a martyr. They'll go to jail.
No, not a martyr. Oh, because they'll be going to jail. Yeah.
Legally, the Seltzer and Friedberg are people, but so they'll go to jail.
So are corporations. I think you're getting the point. But anyway,
yeah.
enough
more
about
dangerous than a bad story. Okay, where were we? Okay, they arrived at the village. Well, I guess I go home first. Kane must be worried about me, Ryo said, ignoring the fact that people have jobs like this all the time. Okay then, I'll take your.
Remember, this is his first day at work. This is his first day in employment. He's not aware that people are used to people going to work.
Okay then, I'll take your bike tomorrow to the DF office, Reimu said. Then.
Hey, Kitty0223, this is your second cameo.
Thanks for today, Reimu-san. Be careful on your way home. Ryo waves as Reimu flies away.
Good night, Sakakibara-kun. See you tomorrow, she shouted and waves back.
Again, you don't have to show people greeting each other and going and leaving. You can imply these things. Okay. Ryo lands in front of Kane's house. Probably, if he can fly now, why does he even need the bike anymore?
Exactly, the bike is now useless.
Probably now he could say it his house. Huff, what an exhausting day, he sighed and stretching his arms up. Kane-san, I'm home. Sorry if I'm late, Ryo greets as he entered the house.
Ryo-kun, it's already late,
Kane answers from her room. Kane goes from her room to see Ryo. She's already in her night dress.
Where have you been? I'm very worried about you. And what happened to you? You look very exhausted and tired, Kane asked. Her face shows worries.
Shut up! You're not my mom!
Haha, it's okay, Kane-san. I've only went to the Kappa's village for investigation. No worries, Ryo smiled.
And that time I got in a gunfight, but that's nothing.
Yes, ignore the fact I just killed 2 people today. Ryo smiled as she showed his thumbs up, which means 5 in Japanese.
If you say so, you may...
5? Okay, go on.
If you say so, you may go sleep now. Take a rest, alright? Kane still have a few worries about her freeloader.
Okay, Kane-san, thank you for worrying me. Good night, Ryo said as he climbed stairs.
Yes, good night, Ryo-kun, Kane said.
After entering his room, Ryo takes his blazer and vest off, noticing he's holstering a gun inside his blazer's pocket. He decided to pay back Renosuke other time. Exhausted, he set his futon immediately.
Wait, so he forgot that he got that gun for free due to some kind of deal?
Yeah.
Or is he actually doing the nice thing?
Exhausted, he set his futon immediately and drop off it without changing clothes. He dozes off. Only seconds after his head lands on the pillow, he never felt so comfortable before.
And this would be about where the chapter should end.
Ending fatigue!
And if, you know, where the chapter should end, but he doesn't know how to begin chapters and end chapters, he thinks chapters are really just a quota of words instead of a scene or a section.
I like to treat them by the McKee rules of, I like the way I organize things. Like, the McKee rules are act, sequence, scene, beat. Sequences compose an act, scenes compose a sequence, beats compose a scene, and for chapters, I like to think of that as a sequence and everything that happens within it as a scene.
Well, I think a chapter, like I think, a chapter is a scene, alright? When the scene ends, the chapter ends. And I feel like a lot of novice writers think they have to write chapters of a certain length. No, don't be afraid to write short chapters. I mean, I've seen great works that featured 3-page chapters. Just like quick ones like that.
Yeah.
And they were brilliant. And I've seen some works that just said screw chapters. I'm writing a 3-section piece.
That's the thing. A lot of novices like to believe there's like a word quota you gotta have before the story's actually complete. But the thing is, a story is only as long as its ideas are compelling. So if you try to pad out a story that has no compelling ideas, you end up with this, or our previous fanfic.
A story is as long as it needs to be, and if it's short, then it's short. You know, if it's only 20,000 words long, then because it has to be 20,000 words long, that's fine. I mean, I wrote a trollfic that's like 26k words. It only needed to be 26k. Because I said everything I wanted to say, and if I want to say more, I can just make a sequel.
Exactly. Okay, let's move on. Ustreamer068952 says, this is longer than a movie.
Exactly.
The next day, Ryo gets busy with paperwork at the DF office. As he most gives reports of the Kappa Valley. Also the events...
I thought that Yuzuru was doing that.
Who?
Yuzuru, the guy from the third chapter, who's his coffee boy.
Oh, that guy.
The guy you kept saying was the murderer.
Yeah, I know, I'm just joking.
I see what you're doing there. Sorry about that.
I think he's about to come back, because the writer just remembered this guy is here. Okay. Getting busy with the paperwork at the DF office, says he must give reports on the Kappa Valley, also the events of Kasen's mansion. He receives a report. Oh, I just noticed he just skipped past him waking up for once.
Yeah, this is how you should begin a chapter.
Yes. And apparently they have hydrogen cyanide stored there. So, there are some hydrogen cyanide at A&T storage, Ryo reconfirms after he read the reports. Now that's something you should have shown. Hi Yuzuru. Yes, apparently in big numbers of it too, but they are sealed away in the deep place inside the big storeroom. Even Yagakura Sensei herself needs almost half an hour to unseal it. Yuzuru answers. What about the Kappa's village, Sakakibara-san? Any clues? He asks. Yep, there are. In face, there are producing it to the gods at the mountain. I don't know them, yet maybe Reimu-san is investigating for them right now, Ryo said.
Yes, Reimu should be doing all this, because she's the incident solver.
Even Tenshi invades Gensokyo under that single fact. She caused
What?
that incident because she wanted to see the incident solver, Reimu, how she'd react. Okay.
Like I said, he's rendering Reimu mostly obsolete.
I've made the report and have handed them to the chief, he continues. The case has become more complicated than I expected before. Rio throws himself at the chair he equipped with pillows. And damn it, I must do lethal fights too, Rio whims.
Again! Whim!
Take a shot.
Take a shot. Sure, why not? I needed that.
Let's see, where were we?
His hands.
His hands covered in face and tiredness. Yuzuru, Rio called. What is it, Sakakibara-san? Yuzuru answers. Could you take over for me for the rest of the day? If there's anything important, I'll leave it to you to do what's best. I need to go to the Moria Shrine at the peak of the mountain, Rio said as he grabbed his blazer. Right away, Sakakibara-san.
Sakakibara-san.
Yuzuru answers. Good, now wish me luck, Rio waves as he exiting his office.
Wouldn't he already be doing that as his assistant? You know, taking over the office while he's away? Oh, whatever.
I'm going to ignore that fact to the fact, let's see. 068592 says, I'm going to make a mob to kill Rio. Anyone to join me?
Alright.
At the shrine, there's a girl.
And and as for the leads in Aente, the only two I can think of are Arin and Racin. And like I said earlier, you know, it could have been a compelling plot that this investigator could have made the case where Racin is the murderer and he has to decide, okay, do I put Racin in jail and betray my love, or do I frame someone else and compromise my integrity as an investigator and also be a liar? Or what else am I to do?
And the great thing about that story is that it conserves detail. It uses what it needs to use.
Oh, yeah.
And this is coming from a guy who's making the most comprehensive freaking story in the world. Which I still need to get back to work on since the storms have cleared up. But
anyway.
Okay. At the shrine, there's a girl other than Reimu that he noticed that he haven't seen before. The girl has a red hair that is braided to twin tails. She has
wait, who is this? She has
a pair of cat ears on her head, but also a pair of human ears. She wears that looks like a green evening dress. Also, it reeks of decaying corpses there.
So that's it. Then I can't do anything to help then.
Reimu talks with the girl. Can you do the voice here?
Well, can you do a better Carol Channing impersonation?
No, I can't.
But Hakure-san, we need your help.
The girl pleads to Reimu. Reimu thinks for a while. Okay, I'll come to your mansion after I take care of some business at the Moria Shrine, Reimu answers.
Thank you very much, Hakure-san.
The girl bows deep as she thanked Reimu. Hey, Reimu-san, what's up? Reimu greets as she tries to join the conversation.
Sakakibara-kun, just in time, Reimu said.
Is he the outsider you're talking about, Hakure-san?
The girl asks. Yes, I'm Sakakibara Ryochi, now working as a crime investigator, Rio introduces himself.
To another character who is probably pointless, unless we're taking a trip down to, Satori's mansion.
No, we're not.
Then this is pointless. My name is Kanbyo Rin, or Orin, if you would call me. Yeah.
The girl introduces herself. Her way of talk is similar to Aya.
Even though one's a cat and the other's a bird. If you happens to possess corpses, I'll be happy to get rid of it for you, she offers. Which is really funny because she's dealing with a guy who should be seeing corpses daily.
Thank you then, Rio said.
Do you think he's actually that witty this time?
Not really, this is cliche.
Okay.
If I was him, I'd respond, I'm a crime scene investigator. I see corpses all the damn time. Well, I would if it wasn't my second day on the job.
Alrighty. Now I'll return to the palace. I'll be waiting for you. Rin flies away.
Who is she? Rio asks Reimu when making sure Rin is already away. Akasha served for the Palace of the Earth Spirits underground there, Reimu explained briefly.
Save that for later. We'll need to go to the Moria Shrine now. If I don't need to wait for you, the person who has intelligence, perhaps I have already yin-yang the mountain, Reimu said.
She seems pretty angry for the fact that there's that this guy exists and you couldn't just solve the incident herself in a fic without no C.
Okay then, let's go. Reimu-san, Ryo-chan! I can't extend it that much with the voice. I landed in front of them, sweating, her hair... sweating... Okay. I landed in front of them, sweating, her hair is a bed hair, her shirt is not buttoned perfectly, as she's hurriedly flies here. Whoa, Aya-san, what happened to you? Quick, Tengu Village here! Tengu Village is being assaulted, she said. What did you say?
Suddenly, plot thingy. Another plot thread.
What did you say? Reimu was surprised.
You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
That's impossible. Tengu Defense Force is the strongest here.
As soon as Reimu said it, another person arrived, wearing a red maid uniform. Let's see. I don't have a voice for this. You played the PC-98 games.
Hakure Reimu-san, I am Yumeko. I believe we met before. I'm here as Shinki-sama ordered me to ask of your assistance. And holy shit, PC-98 character suddenly. I mean, that's crazy. How does he know of PC-98 characters?
Well, I'm still trying to wrap around my head. Let's see. We have Rin suddenly introduced, an attack on the Tengu village, a PC-98 character, Shinki,
and the yesterday's shooting.
And I just looked at the end of the sentence. They're gonna introduce another plot thread.
Oh, wonderful. Continue.
Shinki, what does she need me for? Reimu asks.
Makai has been assaulted by an unknown army force. We've managed to hold them back now, but apparently they're trying to invade and destroy Makai as they're setting a camp nearby it.
Yumeko explains. What? Reimu can't decide how to react. Not a split second, another girl.
Reimu-san, Byakuran-sama has being murder attempted, said the girl in hood.
What? Says everyone.
Yeah! So anyway, after a shitload of plot threads that are happening at once just drop all over because Rio suddenly remembered that the story needed drama or some shit. I do like the idea of having two incidents at once and Reimu having to prioritize.
Do you really think that this author is going to stick to this concept?
No. I don't
exactly.
This author is going to remember any of the shit that goes... We're going to remember half the shit that went on in those last two paragraphs.
In fact, here's what I bet what's going to happen. If, like, this doesn't get through to him, Chapter 5 is probably going to be, like, it's going to be called, like, Gensokyo Cook-Off, and the new synopsis. A middle-aged teenage boy spirited away to Gensokyo, worked as a crime scene investigator for the local defense force, when suddenly Gensokyo was briefly attacked, but it turns out to all be part of a cooking show. Now, with Reimu, Komachi, let's see.
Kasen.
That girl from the book series, what's her face? She gets beat up by Reimu in the book.
That's part of the synopsis?
Yeah, and yes, even the ... Genji, and Barack Obama's stunt double, all getting a cooking contest together.
And
guy who invented butterfly nets.
And the Moria Shrine. No, the building itself is part of the cook-off, and and is a participant in the contest, and Maurice's parents, who have been revived by Jesus, and
Jesus,
and Jesus too, and Byakuren.
And Jesus 2, as in the number 2. Jesus 2.0.
And Sonic the Hedgehog.
And Pikachu.
And Stevothehuman and Spaztique. Wait, what?
May contain science, mild romance, violence, and food. Previously titled Lost in Gensokyo. Word count. A grams number.
Rated M, because there's going to be lots of sex in here.
Now that's what I want to see, like a cook-off story that, like, there's a sudden sex scene, like, in the middle of, like, passing the salt. Then Rio put on his glasses and said, "That's not clam chowder." Yeah!
That's it. I'm going to have to write this if this ends up not going anywhere instead of derailing. No, just its usual course of completely derailing. Anyway,
Oh, Mini-Witch 3 had a good one. It's getting hot in the kitchen.
Anyway, is that all you have to say for this chapter until we get to the end rants?
Yep.
Okay, break time then.
Break time, break time, break time, break time.